Hello, and welcome to Christ Church Ilkley YouTube channel, where we are coming to you from our virtual church building on the Grove. I'm Philip Gibson, a local preacher at Christ Church. Let me ask you, how much are you using your snooze button these mornings? My alarm clock is courtesy of the Amazon Alexa smart speaker. Other providers are available. Using this speaker means I don't even have to lift an arm out of bed. I just tell Alexa to snooze, and that's another 9 minutes in bed. So, in what circumstances do you feel the need to press the snooze button? Dark, cold and wet mornings do it for me. How about you? And how well balanced is your life between action and reflection, assuming you do actually get up? In this morning's reflection, we are looking at a portion of chapter 1 of Mark's Gospel, in which Jesus shows us his priorities. He knows what he must do and demonstrates this by healing and proclaiming the good news. However, Jesus also takes time out to get away from the crowds and be alone in prayer. He knows what he must do to care for himself and stay true to his mission. The Good News Bible tells it this way from verse 29. Jesus and his disciples, including James and John, left the synagogue and went straight to the home of Simon and Andrew. Simon's mother-in-law was sick in bed with a fever, and as soon as Jesus arrived, he was told about her. He went to her, took her by the hand and helped her up. The fever left her and she began to wait on them. After the sun had set and evening had come, people brought to Jesus all the sick and those who had demons. All the people of the town gathered in front of the house. Jesus healed many who were sick with all kinds of diseases and drove out many demons. He would not let the demons say anything because they knew who he was. Very early the next morning, long before daylight, Jesus got up and left the house. He went out of town to a lonely place where he prayed. But Simon and his companions went out searching for him. And when they found him, they said, "Everyone is looking for you." But Jesus answered, "We must go on to the other villages around here. I have to preach in them also, because that is why I came." So he traveled all over Galilee, preaching in the synagogues and driving out demons. Well, it's not yet 20 days since Joe Biden was inaugurated as the 46th US president. He's got another 80 days to go until he reaches the magic 100 days. A new administration's first 100 days are typically scrutinized for signs of a president's or prime minister's governing style and priorities, his manifesto, if you like. When politicians or chief executives begin a new role, they often set out a list of priorities for their first 100 days, giving a sense of the direction of their thinking. Then we critically evaluate their achievements against their stated hopes and goals. In today's reading, we find Jesus is establishing his priorities for his mission. He preaches and heals, he resources his disciples, and he underpins all this with a life of prayer. There is no stated list of aims and objectives. Far more powerfully, people can see from his actions what he wants to achieve. Where do people wish they could gather in excitement today? Football matches, Black Friday sales, major concerts and festivals. The feel-good factor is important. The hope of making a difference also attracts people. For example, events around climate change draw increasing numbers. Sadly, it's rare today to find people gathering round the church door. Can we recover some of the excitement and promise of seeing Jesus and experiencing his life-changing power on the home ground of our church? Or would we do better to go where others are gathering and take with us the joy of being with Jesus? New incumbents, more often than not, cause a stir, don't they just? A good leader is someone to be cherished. However, always expect the unexpected. Wow, nobody saw COVID coming and its devastating impact worldwide. Since the dawn of history, the world and its peoples have continually faced challenges, both natural and person-made. Nonetheless, we are blessed with gifted people in all walks of life, with science and vaccines prominent currently. As Christians, we have prayed fervently for good outcomes and must continue to do so and be guided along the way by Jesus. He was born into a time and place when the people were looking for a strong leader to support them against the occupying power of Rome. In Jesus, they saw a possible solution to their problems as they experienced his presence and activity. As we reflect on our Bible reading this morning, we see that Mark chapter 1, verses 29 to 39 relates in just 11 verses how we enter a portion of Jesus' 100 days. Previously, he has miraculously healed a man with an unclean spirit in the synagogue, as witnessed by many. Public stuff. Then, as soon as he leaves the synagogue, he goes to Peter's house and we witness some private stuff. Another miracle. One amazing thing after another. There is a story of a man and his wife and his mother-in-law who went on vacation to the Holy Land. While they were there, the mother-in-law sadly passed away. The undertaker told them, "You can have her shipped home for £5,000, or you can bury her here in the Holy Land for £150. The man thought about it and told the undertaker that he would just have her shipped home. The undertaker asked, "Why would you spend £5,000 to ship your mother-in-law home when it would be wonderful to have her buried here and spend only £150? The man replied, "A man died here 2,000 years ago, was buried here, and 3 days later he rose from the dead. I just can't take that chance." That's definitely not the relationship that Simon experienced. He loved his mother-in-law, and a little bit of love goes a long, long way. Take encouragement and consider this. You don't have to be a mother-in-law to get the gist. A good mother-in-law is not nosy or biased. She is kind and not jealous. She knows how to go out and when to come in. She is wise as an owl and gentle as a dove. She is a reservoir of strength. She knows that she is a source of strength for her children. Therefore, she is always ready to give positive advice and encouraging words that are building blocks for life's journey. Finally, she knows that her strength does not lie within herself and is very much aware that her help and her strength comes from the Lord. A good mother-in-law is a peacemaker. If she senses unrest, she encourages all parties to make peace. Her motto is always, "Let there be peace on earth and let it begin with me." That works for us all, I think. Peter's mother-in-law was so seriously under the weather that she was unable to do her hospitality duties as she was ill in bed. Jesus fixed her so that she recovered and got back to what she did best, private stuff. But nevertheless, the good news of Jesus is spreading like wildfire. Just like our present day world leaders need their personal space, Jesus was tired and wanted time with God, his Father. After a period of prayer and reflection, a bit of him time, me time as we would call it, he is refreshed and off again to continue his first 100 days, making a difference for good. Removing one of the O's from good works, I think, which means making a difference for God. So what qualities did Jesus display? Authority, certainly, as he cast out evil spirits and healed. News of his life and lifestyle spread throughout Galilee, and it became increasingly clear that someone special had appeared. In these current days of darkness, it's good to know Jesus truly is the Son of God. His ministry of preaching, teaching, healing and serving was rooted in and flows out of his personal relationship with God, his Father. As I said, a little bit of love goes a long, long way. And with Jesus, we're seeing serious love in abundance. We are less than 40 days into 2021, and may we now accept Jesus' challenge to demonstrate our priorities through love in action. Certainly these priorities and actions won't be what we would have predicted pre-COVID, but rest assured, there will be opportunities to do Jesus' stuff in a different way. Follow me, Jesus said. Let's together dare to dream what we can be and can do through his love. Amen.